InTheRingBoxing.com.
What's up, fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to the InTheRingBoxing.com podcast show. We have on the line with us today the undefeated WBC USNBC Cruiserweight champ, Ryan, the Irish Outlaw Coyne. He's 16-0, 6 of those wins coming by way of devastating knockout. He was a contestant on the 4th season of The Contender, and on April 29th, he'll be defending that title at the Orpheum Theater in St. Louis, Missouri. Ryan, what's up, man? Thanks for being on with us today.
Oh, not much, man. I just getting out of the gym, headed back to the house, going to get a little R&R before I get my road work in tonight, and just glad to be on the show today. Everything's going great.
All right, great. So you'll be facing, and I know I'm going to butcher his name, Revea Springs on April 29th for this belt. What do you know about this guy?
Revea Springs, this is a tough fight, an interesting fight as well. He's a former world title challenger, 28-3, then was nicknames. He was fought Wayne Braithwaite in an unsuccessful bid to win the WBC Cruiserweight title. Obviously, Braithwaite's established guy in the division for several years. Wasn't able to win that one, but he was the first guy actually to beat Calvin Davis. A lot of the listeners out there will remember. Calvin Davis is a very, very hot prospect, became champion, was undefeated. He was the first guy to beat him. So, this guy's very, very experienced. Southpaw, slick. It's going to be a tough fight. He, presents a lot of difficulties in preparation as far as sparring and whatnot, but, he was a little bit older, so he's probably on his way down. So, this is a good fight for us, good step-up fight, and we're looking to hopefully get him out of there in the late rounds.
Okay, yeah, and out of his 28 wins, 22 of them were knockouts. So it appears as if maybe he got heavy hands. Is there anything specific in training that you've been working on?
Yeah, the guy's, his record would indicate that he's a hitter. But from the people we've talked to, he's all reports would indicate he's more of a slick boxer puncher type, and I think he's a guy that tries to grind you down in the later rounds. For us, that's a good thing because, I'm the guy that, I'm not the fastest starter in the world, and I feel that I get stronger as the fight goes on myself. So, we're preparing for everything. We'll be in the best shape of our lives. We'll be ready to go, and, we're looking to make a statement victory here.
Okay, so with the exposure that you received from The Contender, and with the fact that no one has been able to figure out how to beat you, and now that you're working with the legendary promoter, Don King, you've been making a name for yourself. What's that experience like fighting in your hometown now? And explain how that can be an advantage to you in regards to how you're going to perform on that night.
Great questions, and let me address the first part of it first and foremost. Being on The Contender was just a wonderful opportunity for me. Get my name out there, get some exposure, and really kind of go into the meat grinder. No easy fights there. Everybody's kind of an up-and-comer or an established veteran. There's no easy fights there. So you get in there, and there's no soft matchmaking. So that was a good experience for me. And we weren't able to win it. We had an injury that kind of derailed us, but we didn't let it be sour grapes. We used it as a springboard to bigger things. And as The Contender kind of faded away, we signed on with Don King. And he's really, that's a good thing for me in my career. We're ranked right now number 7 in the world with the WBA, number 14 with the WBC. And, we'll get some big fights here in St. Louis and anywhere. We're up to we got a nice suitcase for Christmas, and it will travel anywhere. So he's done some good things for us, and we're open to any fight that makes sense.
All right, Ryan, most people listening to this are probably going to be hardcore fight fans, so some of them may already know a little about your background, but for those who don't, can you explain how you got started in boxing?
Boxing was, second love for me, so to speak. I messed around with boxing when I was younger, but, I wanted to play football. If I could still be playing football today, I would be. It was my true passion originally, but played in college a little bit at the University of Missouri, and had an unfortunate injury. that kind of derailed my football career. And I really just, didn't have the size to play at the next level. So after I finished up in college, and actually in college, started fighting amateur. Racked up about 60, 70 so amateur fights. Won a bunch of Golden Gloves titles. And when I graduated, I had the opportunity to, kind of go into the working world or maybe continue my education. And I also had an opportunity to turn professional. And I was having some success, and I enjoyed it. And I said, let's kind of see where this goes. Let's roll with it. If if I don't do it now, I won't be able to do it later. And I can't live with that not knowing if I would have just passed on the opportunity. So we went with it, racked up, some nice wins, and that's when the opportunity to be on the Contender came about. And we've just kind of been rolling with it from there. And we're in a very good position now. Just by hard work, staying focused, and a little luck on the way. I've had some success, and I'm truly blessed.
All right. So I know you're a professional and you're not looking past, I'm going to call him Mr. Springs, but how do you see yourself compared to the current world champions in the cruiserweight division?
There's some great champions out in the division right now, and it's a very tough division, a hot division. It doesn't have some of the big names that maybe are a little bit south to light heavyweight, like your Bernard Hopkins and Chad Dawson types, or it doesn't have a dominant figure that's just north like the heavyweight division, like the Klitschko brothers or David Hay type. That doesn't mean there's not some very good fighters out there. Marco Huck is probably he's a WBO champion, very, very strong, rugged champion. He's a very good fighter out of Germany. You've got even probably the best cruiserweight out there, Steve Cunningham, the IBF champion. He's an American fighter, but he's based out of Europe now, being a Sauerland fighter. You've got Krzysztof Wlodarczyk, the BC champion, out of Poland. Very, very good fighter. He's got a very tough fight next week against Francisco Palacios. And then, maybe the dark horse out there, Guillermo Jones, who probably could be the most dangerous and the least lucrative to fight, the WBA champion. So these are some great fighters out there, and I feel I'm right in the mix with those guys. And obviously we have to take care of business against Revea Springs here on the 29th first. But that fight's already going to be won in the gym. I'm in great shape already. I've still got 6 weeks to go to fine tune on this, but we're gonna make a statement victory. We're looking to step into any fight that makes sense. And if we're rated with all the major sanctioning organizations out there. So if we can turn that into a title shot tomorrow, we're ready for it.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, we're gonna have you play boxing god for this question here, okay? And when I say boxing god, I put both hands up and do the quotation marks. You're boxing god, and you have the opportunity to change anything about boxing for the better. What would you do to put the sport as a whole in a better position?
If I could do anything, I would get boxing back on network TV, and just where every single Wednesday, Friday night, even on Saturdays, you turn it on Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, NBC, ABC, whatnot. You can watch great prize fighting. I think a big thing that may be afflicting the sport now, which is kind of, you've got your hardcore fans that are always going to be there, but your casual fans, maybe they don't have $50 to buy a pay-per-view for a big fight. Maybe they can't, they can't afford to order Showtime or HBO. So while they'd love to see a great fight, it's just a luxury that they can't afford. Boxing needs to be more readily available to people out there so that they can see it when they turn on the TV and they see baseball going on, or the NCAA tournament. They can flip the dial up one channel and they can watch great championship boxing. Now, if I could do one thing as the boxing god, that would be the first thing I would do.
I totally agree with you. That's why I'm a fan of the Pacquiao move to Showtime with the is it CBS? Is it sister or brother network?
Yeah, CBS is the sister of Showtime, and I agree with you 100%. I think it's a great move for boxing to kind of get it back into the mainstream living rooms.
Speaking of Pacquiao, that was my next question anyways. I wanted to get your thoughts on that fight that's happening a week after yours. Pacquiao-Mosley, how do you see that playing out?
Well, I think it's a very interesting fight. Mosley a lot of people are kind of writing Mosley off. Hasn't looked the best in his last few fights. Obviously, he's getting a little long in the tooth. But Mosley's always a very dangerous fighter. big puncher. He's always in good condition. He's very, very fast, and he's a future Hall of Famer. So I don't see this fight as a gimme by any means. I think it presents a lot of issues for Manny Pacquiao. But, that said, I still think Pacquiao is a superstar. He's a living legend. Probably one of the greatest fighters of our era. And he is that for a reason, because he has to beat guys like Shane Mosley. And I think he will beat him. I think his youth, his explosiveness, speed, just his overall, everything, his total package, I think will be a little bit too much for Mosley. I think he'll overwhelm him. I don't think he'll stop Mosley. Mosley's never been stopped, and I don't see Pacquiao being the one to do it. But I look for it to be maybe a little closer fight than some of the pundits out there think.
All right, Ryan, is there anything you want to say to your fans?
Absolutely. Get some great fans out there. Some of the best, all the way from Ireland back over here in the States, all across the world from the Contender. And obviously, my best fans here in St. Louis. St. Louis is a great fight town. We're going to have some big fights here this year and the future and beyond. Thank you to everybody that's helped make all this possible. We are going to be world champion here soon. It's not a question of if, it's just a matter of when the stars align, and they're getting closer. So I'm very, very appreciative of everyone who's made this possible, because without all the people out there, could name them all right now, we'd be on this interview. It would take forever, but you all know who you are, and thank you very much. It's going to be a big year. You can check out all the action on IrishOutlawBoxing.com.
Okay, fight fans, you heard it here on the InTheRingBoxing.com podcast show. That was the undefeated WBC USNBC Cruiserweight champ, Ryan the Irish Outlaw Coyne. April 29th, he fights at the Orpheum Theater in St. Louis, Missouri. Make sure you show support as he works his way towards becoming Cruiserweight World Champion. This is Carlos Cruz from InTheRingBoxing.com telling you to stay cool and educate yourself. Peace.